On tonight's sports scene, still scoring after all these years, the boy McCoist leads Kilmarnock against St Johnstone. Certainly be keeping a close eye on the soon-to-be 38-year-old Ali McCoist, back in the city where he made his league debut for St Johnstone 21 years ago. Rob McLean is the commentator.
Sandy Clark sticks to pretty much a settled side with Paul Kane and Alan Kerniker not quite ready to return. The only change to the St Johnstone team, which beat Cowdenbeath in the CIS Cup in midweek, is former Manchester City striker Craig Russell, brought in to replace teenager Keegan Parker. So it's Russell alongside three-goal Graham Jones up front, looking to cash in on the supply from wide men Paul Hartley and Tommy Lovenkrantz. Jim Weir's recovered from injury to lead the team out. Playing his third game for St Johnstone is Northern Ireland international Michael O'Neill, who knows the Scottish Premier game well after spells with Hibs, Dundee United and Aberdeen. Never give up on a good thing, says Ali McCoist, who was Kilmarnock's League Cup match winner in extra time against Clyde on Tuesday. A sub then, he's a starter for this one. McCoist's inclusion in the starting lineup is one of 4 changes in Bobby Williamson's selection. Gordon Marshall's back after a flu. Chris Innes and Gary Hay come in too. Out go Meldrum, Hesse, Baker and Varai. Here's how they line up. Ian Durrant is fit enough only for a place on the bench. Killie will look for Andy McLaren to keep up his impressive start to the season. And the referee for St Johnstone against Kilmarnock is Willie Young. It's Kilmarnock who get the match started. Two teams who this time last year were playing in Europe. So last season came as a big disappointment to both. Kilmarnock finished second bottom, and with a late push, the Perth team managed to finish in the top 5. This season, the aim for these two has got to be a place in the top 6 when the SPL splits in 2 in April. Gus MacPherson's throw, back to him, pretty high from Paul Wright. Nick Dazovic to Mohamed Silla. Paul Hartley, good start into Graham Jones, back for Hartley. It's a great run from Paul Hartley, and a good save from Gordon Marshall. Less than a minute gone as Paul Hartley carved out the opening chance of the match. Very sharp, very quick. And it was Graham Jones who played the 1-2. And it was Gordon Marshall to the rescue. Controlled by Ali McCoist. Good strength from the ball, held off Darren Dodds. Thinks about the shots, maybe thought too long about it. In the end, dragged it well wide, McCoist. He struck the winner against First Division Clyde in cup action during the week. But you got the feeling there he just had too many thoughts about it. That was heavy from Graham Jones and late. Free kick given. Alan Mahood felt this challenge. It's a lazy-looking pass from Ali Mitchell, which sets up Tommy Lovenkrantz. And back went Mitchell to help out his defence as the free kick is conceded. A couple of yards outside the penalty box. Mitchell's mistake, back he went to try and make amends, and the combination of Mitchell and Innes gave away a set-piece opportunity to St Johnstone. All the Kilmarnock outfield players strung along that one line, and Gary Bowen's shot from the free kick is deflected away for the first corner kick of the match. This could have gone anywhere. It took a touch off Alan Mahood, and he looked back with some relief as he saw it spinning wide. Marshall's thumping clearance. McLaren, the back heel for Holt. He'll keep that in. Cleared by Jim Weir. McLaren again for Mahood. Good ball from Alan Mahood to Ali McCoist. Looks for a penalty kick, but he'll have to go on looking. Willie Young immediately dismissed his claim. That's well worth another look. as Alan Mahood thought he'd set up McCoist for a real chance in front of goal. Sila for St Johnstone. Back from Jones. O'Neill to Dasovic. Mohamed Sila, again, that's a good ball for Graham Jones. He had time to control that. Chose instead to try the first-time header, and it was the edge of the area and was always going to be difficult. Here's that incident involving Sila and Ali McCoist. Was he pushed in the back? Here's another angle which might be a little bit more conclusive. This looked to be a real opportunity for McCoist. There was the push from Sila. Definite contact. And you've seen them given, and he certainly wanted that one given. Gary Hay with the throw for Kilmarnock. Back to him from Mitchell. That was Jim Weir's header. Dasovic to O'Neill. These two combining well in the midfield. And here's Tommy Lovenkrantz. Tries a shot, and it's a score. His first goal for St Johnstone from long range, and Gordon Marshall looks bemused. There seemed little danger for Kilmarnock as Lovenkrantz lined up the shot. Gordon Marshall appeared to be unsighted as he struck it left-footed from all of 40 yards. It skimmed off the wet turf and in behind Marshall. 1-0 to St Johnstone. So a memorable moment for Tommy Lovenkrantz in front of his adoring Perth public. Kilmarnock get the match restarted, and immediately Andy McLaren. Oh, he's done it, the equaliser! Fantastic effort from McLaren. Alan Main didn't have a hope, and suddenly it's 1-1. This match exploding into life. McLaren taking route one, and the shot was high over the hands of Main into the top corner. It's 1-1 at McDermott Park. McCoist with the touch back, and a great save from Alan Main. That was well struck by Paul Wright, and the chances coming thick and fast at McDermott Park. Good link up there between McCoist and Wright. A hammer blow of a shot, and Main was well positioned to make the save. Clumsy looking challenge from Nick Dasovic, and the free kick is given. Ended up on top of Paul Wright. It was the challenge from the Canadian midfielder. Ali Mitchell shot, tugged wide. 30 yards or so out. Worth an effort from Mitchell, but Alan Main not forced into a save. Here's Hartley, holding off the challenge of Gary Hay. Back for Sila. First time in, good header, Greg Russell. A flashing effort at the near post. Gordon Marshall was well positioned to make the save. But this was a well-constructed attack by St Johnstone, and a good effort on target. Holt's flick, held up by McCoist, back for Mahood. Paul Wright, time to get turned. Gary Holt again has given it away. Graham Jones, good pass. Tommy Lovenkrantz needs support. Goes for the chip over Gordon Marshall, and that was an intelligent effort from the Dane. Saw Marshall well off his line, and unfortunately for him, it just curled away off target. This for a moment looked as if it might just dip in. Gary Holt for Gary Hay. Likes to get forward, Hay. Good run, and wins a free kick. Given against the back-tracking Paul Hartley. Good attacking play from Hay. Hartley went with him, and there was the little nudge, which meant Hay hit the deck, and free kick. McLaren over the kick. And Paul Wright. Good hit and good goalkeeping. Good hands from Alan Main. Stopped it and held it. That was important. Inside the last 2 minutes of the first 45, in from Gary Boland. Graham Jones flicked that on. Paul Hartley gets it down, deflected back off Alan Mahood. A pressure situation inside the Kilmarnock penalty box. That's good defending from Sila. He's got plenty pace. To Mitchell. Deflected shot. Not far away. Spinning behind for a corner kick. Well, this could just as easily have been nestling in the bottom corner of the net. Inside the 45th minute. Gary Boland's header away. Alan Mahood has it. And now Andy McLaren. Looking a very confident player, McLaren, like it goes to Gary Hay. Delicately chipped forward, headed away by Darren Dodds. Mahood, that's good play from Alan Mahood. He danced away from the Dasovic challenge. MacPherson, Chris Sinis, powerful header down, and he's raised his hand to Mohamed Sila, and Chris Sinis will be in trouble here. Should know better, Innes, than to raise his hand, especially when the referee's watching. A clash between the Kilmarnock central defender and the St Johnstone right back. Willie Young taking action as we head into stoppage time at the end of the first half. Here's what happened. That was the reaction, at least, from Chris Innes after a clash of heads. Both booked. So 2 yellow cards to end the first half. After 2 goals inside a minute set this match alight. First, Tommy Lovenkrantz with his first goal for St Johnstone. And immediately Andy McLaren hit back with his 4th of the season for Kilmarnock, proving he doesn't just score against the old firm. 13 minutes, it was Lovenkrantz who struck from long range. It skidded off the turf. Marshall appeared to be unsighted and it went in at the corner. This was Andy McLaren's response. Another rip-roaring effort from him, reminiscent of his goal against Celtic a couple of weeks back. And that makes the half-time scoreline at McDermott Park after an entertaining first 45 minutes, 1-1. St Johnstone get the match restarted. Pretty solid start to the season from the Perth team. They've lost just 1 match out of 5 so far. That was excusable on the opening day at Ibrox. And they set out with a very positive attitude. Sandy Clark's determination this season to entertain, borne out then. And they've played some enterprising stuff here too. Took his eye off it. With Alan McCoist. Dodds was above Holt.
Rush! Well done, Rush!
And up and under from Chris Innes. Jim Weir got that away. Now Hay. Mitchell. McLaren. Onto the right foot. And it's Gary Holt with the header! So close to 2-1 for Kilmarnock. From Gary Holt's viewpoint, this must have looked as if it was ending up in the net. From Andy McLaren's cross, it was a great leap from Holt, a header down into the ground and off the upright. Sila, good pass for Hartley. Here's Jones. Good hit from Graham Jones. There were players in the middle, Lovenkrantz and Russell were waiting, Hartley too, but Jones elected to have a go himself from an angle, and it was well covered by Gordon Marshall. Good run by Gus MacPherson. Sila's header away, but it falls at the feet of Paul Wright. Through Mitchell to McLaren. Tempting, and confusion there between Boland and Main. Both went for it, then stopped. And Ali McCoist almost able to cash in on Andy McLaren's cross. It was played into a dangerous area. And a total breakdown in communication between Boland and his goalkeeper. It was a brave head flick from Tommy Lovenkrantz, who was taken out after he pulled it off. And the free kick has been given. Jim Weir goes up to the edge of the area, Nick Dazovic too, and Darren Dodds. In comes Jim Weir. The effort goes wide, goal kick. But there is a potential problem here for Kilmarnock when the central defence from St Johnstone pushes forward, and Weir made his presence felt. Back from Jones. Sila. Not good with the first touch that time. Ali Mitchell intercepted. And now Hay to McLaren. McCoist ahead of him. And pushing up, Gus MacPherson. Mahood. McLaren. Wandering all over the park. McCoist looking to get turns. Again, Kilmarnock strike the frame of the goal. Again, painfully close to getting the lead. But still they have it with Mahood. McLaren. Another good run from McLaren. Fires the ball across goal. Blocked by Dodds. Forced away. Back they'll come Kilmarnock again. Until Alan Mahood's pass goes astray. Intercepted by Dazovic. Dodds again with a clearance there for St Johnstone. Desperate stuff to deny the Rugby Park side. So McCoist this time, the man to suffer frustration. Got himself turned, chipped the ball over Alan Main. Back it came off the upright. Marshall finds Hay. Good ball in. Laid off by a Wright from McCoist. And tugged it wide. He's annoyed, McCoist. He knows that was an excellent chance. Kilmarnock having twice been denied by the woodwork. He really wanted to hit the target there. Good pass from Alan Mahood. Chased by Ali McCoist. Out comes Alan Main. Very casual was Main. Stayed very cool under pressure. And maybe just got the break of the ball here against Ali McCoist. Delicate little touch with his boot and then dive back on it. Just inside the box. Quick thinking from Paul Wright. Gary Hay, no way past the very impressive Mohamed Sila, who clearly has a little bit of a temper. He was involved at the end of the first half in that incident with Chris Innes, and almost reacting there to the challenge from Hay. He had the free kick, but he didn't like the tug at his shorts, and raised the arm alarmingly. Kilmarnock make a switch. Paul Wright goes off, and it's the first sighting since the first match of the season of Ian Durrant. He's had hamstring trouble, and this is a big boost for Kilmarnock to get the former Rangers midfielder back. Mark McCulloch made his debut last weekend as a substitute against Dundee United, and he's on again here as a switch for Tommy Lovenkrantz. Here's McLaren. Here's McCoist. Not far away, was he? Let's get it away from him, the opportunity. Good ball in from McLaren again, and on a drier pitch, that might well have sat up for McCoist. MacPherson reacting to the scream from Durrant. Andy McLaren, good touch, holds up Dasovic. That's a good ball through for Ali Mitchell. Another chance goes for Kilmarnock. And doesn't Ali Mitchell know it? Superb play here from McLaren. Found himself a little bit of space, threaded the pass through, and that really had to be at least forcing Alan Main into a save. Sandy Clark will still fancy his team for 3 points here, despite the fact that they've had to soak up a lot of pressure from Kilmarnock. They've struck the woodwork, they've had good chances too. And McBride wins it back. Chris Innes won the header, but it falls for Mark McCulloch. Graham Jones, John Paul McBride. That's for Paul Hartley, trying to work it wide for Keegan Parker. He's in behind Ali Mitchell, fumbled by Gordon Marshall, and grateful to Gus MacPherson for the header back into his arms. It was a good delivery from Parker out wide. Marshall thought he had it, then he lost it, and then he had it again. Much to his consternation, the free kick goes against Andy McLaren. He reckons he was battered into by Bolan, but his hand was definitely used. Gary Bolan with the free kick. No challenge in Gordon Marshall. And Weir and Dodds having trudged forward, now have to trudge back. Straight through from Marshall to Main. Chris Innes won the header. McBride to Jones. The back heel was read by Mahood. It was too well won by McCulloch. Dodds looking for Hartley, got his head to it. And a moment of indecision there from Chris Innes. He was looking for Gordon Marshall to come off his line. And he sliced the ball behind for a corner kick, and then he's got a right old earful from Gordon Marshall as well. With the corner kick, the in-swinger. It was Innes who won the header. Then from McBride, back into the danger area, and back out again from Holt. In again from Hartley. It was a chance for Parker, saved by Marshall. The youngster didn't get too much contact there. And Gus MacPherson, through all that, was grounded inside the 6-yard box. But it was a chance for St Johnstone. from Hartley's centre. And here was Parker, unmarked. And if he'd got a little bit more contact, that could well have been 2-1 St Johnstone. Time's almost up. It breaks for Gary Bowen, worth a crack at goal. Has been known to ruffle the net from that sort of range, Gary Bowen, but not that time. He was able to measure it up, but he leant back, and over the top it went. That's the full-time whistle. A share of the points for St Johnstone and Kilmarnock, which does neither a whole lot of good. Kilmarnock will feel they should have had 3. Gary Holt had a header back off the upright in the second half. Ali McCoist had a chip shot, which came back off the same post. And there were other chances as well for Kilmarnock, which went begging. An entertaining 90 minutes it was. And in the end at McDermott Park, it finished St Johnstone 1, Kilmarnock 1. Bobby, 1 point, but it should have been 3.
Yeah, I felt we had good chances in the second half and knocked the ball about pretty well. But unfortunately, it's a thin line between success and failure in this game, and the post has cost us a couple of times and saved St Johnstone on the day, I felt.
But presumably you can't complain too much about the way your team played.
No, I've not got too many complaints, to be honest. The guys tried to play football, they passed the ball, the movement was quite good. And they said we created a couple of chances, but were denied with a good work. And we've got to be reasonably happy with our day's performance.
Are you generally good from that sort of range, about 40 yards out?
No, I think he was a little bit lucky. He couldn't see it, but it was okay.
It was more than okay. I suppose what was disappointing for St Johnstone was that Kilmarnock went right up the park and equalised.
Yeah, we died a little after that, and I think when we scored the goal, I think we could have managed to do a good performance, but that killed us.
Andy, you don't score ordinary goals, do you?
No, that's right. Well, that was another cracker again of them. Delighted to get the goal, and today the goal actually counted, so that's a bit of a bonus.
And that proves as well that you don't just score them against the Old Firm.
Aye, well, today counted as well. I think that was important. I think the other 3 had scored, we'd been beaten, you know what I mean? So we got a point for that one today, so that's a pleasing thing.
I take it you've had a word with that left-hand upright, having denied both you and Gary Holt.
I know, it was amazing because I never hit my shot that cleanly at all, and Gary's had a good header, and it was just one of these things. But as I say, with a couple of good, I still really feel with the best chances second half. We hit the post a couple of times, but that's the way it goes.
The young lad's got a chance. Bobby Williamson certainly thought his team should have won. I wonder if his old mate here will agree with that. Sandy, I presume you don't.
Well, it was a tight game, Dougie, to be fair. First half was fairly even. I think it was 2 very good goals, which I think lightened up the match. Bobby's there saying about the post saved him. I've never really heard that one before. I think his strikers have got to put the ball inside the post to get the goals. So maybe that was their fault for that. But second half, they had certainly a lot of possession and 1 or 2 chances. But we had 1 or 2 ourselves, and maybe over a piece of draw was fair.
Yeah, close one, and it's going to be a close one again a week on Tuesday, I presume. It's going to be a cup tie, so again, you wouldn't imagine there would be much in it, probably. Well,
that's right. The games between the 2 clubs have been very, very close over the past couple of years. They're a very good team, and we think we're not bad, so we cancel each other out in lots of ways. But hopefully we'll have 1 or 2 players back, maybe Alan Kernick and Paul Kane for that game, and you might see a difference in Johnson that night.
Yeah. Gordon, what were your thoughts on the match today?
I mean, Sandy took my words away there, saying that they cancel each other out, because that's exactly what I think. Kilmarnock and St Johnstone's hardly anything between them. I mean, a couple of seasons ago they were going for that European spot against each other, and even in the last few games I've seen, you know, there's hardly anything between them, and it just comes down to a bit of luck, you know, the odd chance if anybody's going to win. But today, you know, I think Kilmarnock had the better chances in the second half and could have sneaked a victory there, but probably overall, you know, a draw is a pretty decent result because there's not much between the teams.
And 2 great strikes for the goals. Tommy Lovenkrands is obviously one of your new signings, Sandy, and looks to have settled in well. And he's going to give you something, I would imagine, not just this kind of thing, but all round, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a different type of player. I've been looking for a wide left player for over a year now, and we got Tommy over about 7-8 months ago in a trial match. He played very well for us. We managed to clinch his signature in the summer. But I think it'll take him time to get to know the Scottish scene. But he's very good at that type of thing. He's got a great left foot. He's actually not too bad with his right either. And he's got a flair and this good habit of getting on the end of things and scoring goals. He's managed to get 1 or 2 pre-season games, etc. for us.
He's got a touch of skill here as well. I mean, he can play, can't he?
Yeah, that movement there, it's great play from Graeme Jones, and I'm not sure if Tommy tried that one. I think Craig Russell was maybe coming in the back post area, maybe a wee bit unforced. It's one of those ones, the tape of the day, the 2 goals that were scored, nobody would have been surprised if that ended up in the back of the net as well.
No, absolutely. In fact, talking of Andy McLaren, and I mean, a remarkable goal, but all round, he plays left, he plays right, he plays through the middle, Gordon, and he's been terrific for Kilmarnock this year.
Yeah, he's a good all-round player. He's got exceptional ability because he can go on either side, but that's a fantastic strike. Decided to show it from this angle because that is the best angle you see the shot from. Seen it from behind the goals. You see how well he hits this here, the angle it goes across. Alan Main, who I think is a tremendous goalkeeper, has got no chance, and he's put in a few shots like that this season already.
Yeah, now here he is again putting in crosses from the left here, and this in fact sets up the Gary Holt header, doesn't it?
Yeah, Gary Holt just gets a maze of touches on it. As Bobby says, the post saved him. I'm not sure I know what that means either, but look, Alan McLaren's got that ability to come into his right. He can cross it with his left foot as well, but he can go down either side, and he's a player that if you allow him the freedom, not just keeping him out wide, he's got a lot to offer because he can actually take people on. There's a left foot cross as well, great ball. Ali McCoist just not getting on the end of it, and then the next shot we see of him, he's picking it up in the middle. He was floating about today. I think he was given sort of free roll striking up beside Ali McCoist, and lovely little ball through to Ali Mitchell there, just slicing the defence open. Mitchell went and just knocked it wide, but McLaren certainly has been a very good sign. He's only in a short-term contract at the moment, so I'm sure Kilmarnock would want to try and tie that up for longer because he's already proved that he can be a real asset to them. Yeah.
And talking of new signings, you know Paul Hartley-Hall from your days in Hamilton, Sandy. He did well for you today. And of course Mohamed Salah, who looks a terrific acquisition actually, doesn't he?
Yeah, they both played very well for us. Down that right-hand side, Momo as we call him, he's a character. He's very much an attacking type fullback, and he links very well with Paul. I don't know how to communicate. Paul's from sunny Hamilton and Momo's from the Ivory Coast, so I think the communication is one of these football things. But a great move there. Paul's a little bit unfortunate, but I think Gordon Marshall deserves a lot of credit for standing up. But the lad, as I said, he's a footballing type of defender, if you want to call it that. But he's got this big, long stride and elastic legs, I think you could describe him as. And he seems to get there most of the times. He's been brilliant for us, and our supporters love him already, and hopefully he'll go into better things.
He's giving you a real attacking option on that right side, Sandy, isn't he? I mean, he passes the ball well from the back. Look at that driven pass into the strikers there. But he gets forward too, and he can take men on.
Yeah, his all-round play is good. He's maybe a bit more technical than some of the Scottish players. But as you say, Gordon, if you're a striker, as you and I both played there, Graeme Jones, I know, is delighted with the service he's getting. He knows that if he shows, Momo will lift his head and look and play the pass, and that's all you can ask for.
Absolutely. They both did well for you today. Ali McCoist, nearly 38, Gordon, but still capable of getting goals. Didn't get one today, but I think probably, Sandy, from the opposition's point of view, you've got to keep an eye on him, haven't you?
Yeah, he's a right good friend of mine. I've known him a long, long time, and he'll be disappointed with this one because I've never seen anyone fall as easily in my life.
No.
And
Are you saying that wasn't a penalty?
Oh, there's absolutely no danger.
You wouldn't have knocked an old lady over going for a bus with that challenge, would you?
Well, I tell you, see, to be honest with you, I'm really, really pleased with a very experienced referee today because I've seen penalties given in situations like that. But it's a knock on him, and maybe Alistair's trying to make the best of that. He might be a bit disappointed. He didn't catch Alan right, but to be fair, I think if he'd caught that, Alan Mains in a decent position, and if it was going inside the post, I think he might have saved it.
Yeah. So there you are, that's Alistair. We never like to be negative, but the second half wasn't as good as the first today, Sandy. I think you'd accept. There were passages of play that were disappointing. I'm sure you were as disappointed as anyone. We've picked out a little passage here. It's misplaced headers, giving the ball away. And I'm sure as a coach, it's frustrating for you to watch this sort of thing as well, isn't it?
Well, I think if you get 3 minutes the whole game and it's dull, that's not too bad. No, it wasn't the worst of games today. We've certainly been involved in games that haven't been as good. But to be fair in both teams, we certainly went out, played 2 wingers, tried to attack as best we could, and Kilmarnock, away from home, they certainly had a real go at us. So for the first maybe hour or so, there was a lot of effort put into the match, and I'm not making any excuses, but we're both in midweek games as well, which were fairly difficult. So I think they maybe tired a bit towards the end of the match, and maybe that's when it got a bit scrappy. But there was 2 or 3 chances at each end, and right towards the very end, Gary Bones got a shot in the last minute. We were both trying still to get all 3 points.
No, I think you're making excuses actually, Sandy, because I picked that out, and there was a few passages of play like that just was, I mean, it was so scrappy. The ball was getting humped in the air, and the tackling and all that. So I think that Sandy's sticking up for the match there a little bit, which he's every right to do. But I think there was some terrible passages of play there.
Yeah, well, nobody tries to do it.